Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. Listen, guys, you know the deal. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping these fools from rewriting history, man, and holding these guys to a standard. And man, oh man, we're going to do a video today, man. We're gonna do a video on this fool, Jimmy High Roller. Once again, guys, I did a video, I don't know, about 4 or 5 months ago, whatever it was, a reaction video to one of Jimmy High Roller's things. And I do not follow Jimmy High Roller. I'm not subscribed to his channel. So shout out to my man Armando Ruiz for sending me this through Instagram. Once again, guys, thank you very much, man, for you guys hitting me up on the emails and the messages. Thank you, guys. It's humbling, man. So shout out to Armando Ruiz, Micah coming through, hitting me up, BTG to Don. Like I said, my man Stofia. Anyone that's hitting me up through these platforms, man, much respect. But he sent me this video of Jimmy High Roller that he did a couple of days ago. And the video is literally Jimmy High Roller using data, the quote-unquote data, the quote-unquote analytics, to come or to find the closest player to LeBron James in the NBA. This is what LeBron James, this is what Jimmy High Roller spent his time doing. Right? He went into the lab and pulled all the data, all the analytics, and came up with a video and tried to find out who the closest player to LeBron James is. I don't know why he did this, but this is Jimmy High Roller, man. The dude is a straight lame, all right? And he's a LeBron James supporter, man. He's a LeBron James apologist, man. Why would you waste your time doing a video trying to find out some nonsense like this? But we're going to talk about this video, man. And you guys know what to do, man. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, shout out to all the subscribers out there, all the members of my channel, man, for all the support. Thank you very much. Once again, shout out to Armando Ruiz for sending me this. Excuse me, guys. The Jimmy High Roller video. And like I said, I did a video, a reaction video, and I tagged Jimmy High Roller in it, I don't know, about 4 or 5 months ago. And I thought it was a really good video, man. And it was about that we done with the 90s and his video that he did. And I exposed a lot of that stuff in the video. And a lot of people went at him about that video. Now, this video, like I said, he posted a couple days ago. And it's about, like I said, him using the numbers, the quote-unquote data, to find a player closest to LeBron James. Now, we all know throughout NBA's history, right, over the last, 30 years or so, the NBA has been looking for the next Michael Jordan, right? The quote-unquote next Michael Jordan. It's always been like that. Oh, who's the next Michael Jordan? Who's the next Michael Jordan? Right now, Anthony Edwards, you guys remember, last season, they were comparing him to Michael Jordan, right? Who's the next Michael Jordan? No one's ever saying who's the next LeBron James. I've told you guys, the only player that I've ever heard called a LeBron James 2.0 or the next LeBron James was Ben Simmons. He was literally the only guy that I remember being compared to LeBron James, guys. Ben Simmons. And look how Ben Simmons turned out. Look at Ben Simmons' overall game. No developmental overall game. Who's that remind you of? LeBron James, right? LeBron James has resorted to using his physicality, right? His stature to score points, right? Can Ben Simmons shoot? No, LeBron James can't shoot. They both can't shoot free throws. They both can't shoot in general. They're both scared to take shots, right? This goes to the comparisons, right? They were known for being big bodies that could be playmakers at those positions and blah, 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 right? So in this video, he wanted to come up with this algorithm or some nonsense and figure out who is the closest player to LeBron James, who is like LeBron James. Now, I watched most of the video, not the entire video, but I watched a lot of it. It was like a 20-minute video, whatever it is, 22-minute video, whatever it is. And I probably watched about 15 minutes of it. And once again, Jimmy High Roller, these guys get caught up in these numbers, man, in these analytics, right? And they try to crunch all these numbers and do all these algorithms and come up with this formula. I'm so tired of hearing this stuff, man. You ever notice that and he's a LeBron James guy. I know he's a LeBron James guy because only LeBron James fans have algorithms or have these formulas to come up with their great players. Or how do you come with your great player? Well, I have a formula. If you win an MVP, that's 5 points. If you win a Defensive Player of the Year award, that's 3 points. If you make an All-Star team, that's 1 point. They have all these stupid algorithms. Oh, I got a formula for that. You guys sound like ridiculous, man. Like a bunch of idiots. This is goofy as hell. And this is Jimmy High Roller. He's one of these goofs, man, out here talking about data. All these numbers he crunching to come up with this, this equivalent of a LeBron James type player. Man, I'm going to save you guys a suspense. You know who came out at the end of this video, guys? who was the closest to LeBron James. And this dude had like over like 100 players in a pool that he chose from. I'm talking about at least 50 or some other players he had that he could put in this list. He put on this chart, his algorithm. You know what he came up with, guys? Who was the closest player to LeBron James? You won't guess it. Take a couple guesses in your mind who you think came up with. And don't cheat if you saw the video. This guy came up with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was the closest thing to LeBron James in the NBA out of all these players that have been playing in the league, I think since like 2010, 2005. I don't know how far back he went on this, whatever list. Because he said certain analytics weren't available for some of these older players. Once again, because no one cared about the analytics. No one cared about the numbers back then. What have I told you guys on this channel? And let's make these things very clear here, Jimmy, you clown. Let's get things something straight here. I know he did not watch basketball in the 80s and the 90s. We know that from the comments that he made in that other video we done in the 90s. But what have I told you guys? I give you guys the perspective on this channel of someone who grew up watching the 80s and the 90s. Watching it, guys. Not looking at numbers, not studying numbers, watching the actual game, watching the actual players play on the court and what they did on the court. And what did I tell you guys? I did not have to look at numbers to know that somebody was a scorer. I didn't have to look at numbers or accolades or anything to know that somebody was a good defensive player or a great defensive player. I didn't have to know or look at something or some kind of analytic to know if somebody was a high flyer or if somebody was a three-point specialist. I had to look at the numbers for these things. I did not. The rebounding, I didn't look at numbers to know that somebody was a great rebounder, a good rebounder, or a bad rebounder. You found these things out. You learned this from watching those guys play on the court. So you watch Charles Barkley rebound. I don't have to see how many rebounds he averaged per game to know, damn, this guy can rebound, man. He's a great rebounder, dude, man. He be hustling out there. I don't have to know the numbers to know that Dennis Rodman at 6'7" was out there grabbing rebounds and giving the effort. You see the effort on the video footage. I don't need numbers for this. I didn't have to need that. That's why I say when they came up with that whole, oh, we done with the 90s, Michael Jordan steals and blocks were inflated. I didn't need numbers to know Michael Jordan was a great defensive player in his era. The numbers ain't had nothing to do with that. No one was like, hey, Michael Jordan had 100-some steals, 100-some blocks this season, man. He was great on defense. No, you knew he was great on defense because of the way he terrorized people on defense. The way he had people looking over their shoulder, couldn't dribble around them. That's how you know he was great on defense. The way he hounded players out there. The way he affected the game on both sides. I didn't have to look at Michael Jordan's points per game for his career to know he was a great scorer. You watched the games and you saw him scoring in a myriad of different ways and different spots on the court, different angles, different shots. The repertoire of Michael Jordan is unquestioned. I don't need numbers to tell me that. The video footage, everything I watched him do going up showed that. Today, these guys want to be their numbers. That's all it is. It's about the numbers for these guys today. So what do? They protect their numbers. They focus on the numbers. This is why they started load managing. It's easier for you to put up quote-unquote numbers per game when you're only playing 60 games. Think about it. Yeah, it's easy for you to average 28, 30 points a game when you're only playing 60 games. Try to average 30 playing all 82. These guys couldn't do it. Luka Doncic couldn't do it. Joel Embiid couldn't sniff it. Let me know when they lead the league in scoring playing all 82 games. Right? Let me know what their assist numbers are, their rebounds, their blocks per game, all these per game numbers that they love to talk about. Let me know what they would be if they're playing 82 games, not 65, not 60, 55 games. This is where they get exposed. Jimmy High Roller don't talk about these things. So he comes up with Jimmy Butler as the closest thing to LeBron James. Once again, a meaningless video from Jimmy High Roller that 1 million people watched. 1 million people watched this guy's videos. For what? There's no information in there. There's no education. Like I said, maybe he'll give you some stuff from the 2000s to now, but there's no historical perspective or context given by Jimmy High Roller because he does not know the history of the game. He does not know the context of the history of the game. He wasn't there for it. And he doesn't watch this stuff. He's a highlight watcher. His videos are all highlights. That's it. The things that he says about LeBron James in the video, oh, LeBron James' unique skill set. We've never seen anybody like a LeBron James. That was the base of his video. The basis of his video was that we've never seen anybody like LeBron James. There's no one that you can compare to LeBron James. So I'm going to come up with my own algorithm, my own formula, and show you guys and come up with the player closer to LeBron James, because we can't figure out who the next LeBron James is, who the closest to LeBron James is. And he's talking about, oh, LeBron James was being called a Magic Johnson with a Grant Hill type athleticism. What? Magic Johnson and Grant Hill combined? Or Magic Johnson and Scottie Pippen combined? That's what he was saying that LeBron James was closest to when they used to, oh, who's LeBron James play style closest to? Oh, it's a combination between Scottie Pippen and Magic Johnson. First of all, let's understand something here. Scottie Pippen played in a triangle offense, guys. When they talk about the point forward position, they talk about Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen played in a triangle offense. He was a point forward in a triangle offense in an actual system. LeBron James never played in a system. Never played in a system. So the comparisons are way off. Way off. LeBron James allowed to dominate the basketball, manipulate the basketball his entire career. Scottie Pippen played a role in a system, an actual system. All right? So this whole Scottie Pippen, LeBron James, and Magic Johnson, it's nonsense. Secondly, LeBron James didn't give half the effort that Scottie Pippen did on the defensive end. Not even half the effort, guys. Once again, LeBron James played 21 seasons and has made 6 all-defensive teams in 21 seasons, guys. That's not impressive, guys. Not impressive at all. We're talking about 6 times in 21 years. And when you really think about it, the man hasn't made an all-defensive team since 2014, guys. 2014. So you're talking about 10 seasons that LeBron James hasn't sniffed an all-defensive team. Not even a second all-defensive team. In 10 full seasons. Scottie Pippen never went 10 seasons without being on the all-defensive team. And we all know that he was never on the level of a Scottie Pippen defensively. And then when they made the comparison to Magic Johnson, once again, Magic Johnson was an actual floor general, an actual leader, an actual point guard that got his teammates involved by playing in an actual offensive system. Remember, I told you guys, Michael Jordan maximized his teammates. He got the most out of his teammates. But to me, Magic Johnson made it the easiest for the people to play with him. He made it easier for you to play on the Lakers, for you to have a role, for you to be successful. Magic Johnson made it easier the way that he played the game. That's not LeBron James. He don't make it easier for his teammates to play with him. If anything, he makes it harder for them to play with him. They have to adjust and mold their games. They have to do all this extra work just to help LeBron James, just to fit in around his lame system. Jimmy High Roller won't talk about that stuff, but he comes up with LeBron James. He comes up with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler. So once again, this whole algorithm that Jimmy High Roller came up with, this data, the analytics, the numbers, the formula, all that to come up with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is the closest to LeBron James. Once again, it's an actual embarrassment for someone like Jimmy High Roller to have millions of subscribers, to have 1 million people watch this video. He got 1 million views in like a day, in like 3 days. It's a joke, man. Who the hell's watching this guy's videos? Why are you guys supporting these clowns? Once again, I don't know what Jimmy High Roller knows about, but I guarantee you right now, he does not know anything about the NBA before 2010. He knows nothing about it. I don't know how old he is, none of this stuff. I guarantee it. He is not my age or older, and he did not grow up watching the 80s and the 90s. He did not. And I doubt he even watched the early 2000s. He probably started watching basketball around 2007. Probably. When you watch his videos, which I don't, but I see some of these things floating around, and you guys send me this stuff. So Jimmy High Roller, once again, embarrasses himself. And really, like I said, I'm embarrassed for his subscribers. I don't know if any of my people are subscribed to Jimmy High Roller. But my goodness, you do this whole algorithm. You come up with all this stuff, this criteria, and you come up with Jimmy Butler? Jimmy Butler. And then he talked about the Jimmy Butler versus LeBron James in the 2020 NBA Finals, the bubble championship, right? The most fraudulent finals in NBA's history. Not only was it a fraudulent season of fraudulent finals, but let's not forget that Jimmy Butler lost Goran Dragic in that series. He lost Bam Adebayo in that series. I believe Tyler Hero went down for a game or two in that series. All these guys were hurt. And the funny thing is that the LeBron James fans, they never keep the energy for that team. They never keep the same energy for that championship. Meanwhile, these people are always talking about, yo, man, in 2015, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love got hurt. So you won't keep the same energy for Goran Dragic or Bam Adebayo, who got hurt in the 2020 finals, and they still win 6 games with the number 8 seed Miami Heat? They won't keep the same energy. They love to talk about the age of LeBron James, but they won't keep the same energy for the age of other players. They love to talk about the injuries that LeBron James' teammates have had, but they won't keep the same energy for the injuries on other teams, like the 2016 Warriors or the 2020 Miami Heat. They won't talk about those injuries. They won't talk about these things. They just make excuses for LeBron James, guys. Once again, they sound like complete hypocrites. And someone like Jimmy Butler was talking about the 2020 finals, and he goes, you think it's ironic that Jimmy Butler was doing his best LeBron James impersonation in the 2020 finals? His best LeBron James impersonation? What? Once again, I actually give Jimmy Butler a lot of credit for those finals, because once again, he did not give up. He actually raised his level of play. Think about it. The Los Angeles Lakers, who were the number 1 seed, right? They went 6 games with the number 8 seed Miami Heat team. They went 6 games. That series should have been over in 5 at most, but it should have been a sweep. They went 6 games. Why? Because LeBron James was lollygagging stat padding for his Finals MVP award. You could watch the game and tell he's stat padding for his award. It cost him at least 1 win, him stat padding. Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler didn't make any excuses when his guys went down with injuries, and they were the number 8 seed going against LeBron James' super team with Anthony Davis, who requested a trade to be there that season. LeBron James, Rajon Rondo, Dwight Howard were on that team. They don't want to mention these kinds of things, though. So you have a super team going against Jimmy Butler's number 8 seed, Miami Heat, with all these injuries, and then he tries to say that Jimmy Butler was doing his best LeBron James? No, he wasn't. LeBron James was a quitter, just like 2015. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love go down, and there goes LeBron James in the 4th quarter, turning the ball over, missing shots, taking bad shots, hogging the ball, being a shot chucker. And his fans will continue to blame the injuries. They won't mention Dellavedova and the effort that he gave, right? They won't mention Dellavedova. They'll downplay, oh, Matthew Dellavedova. Who's Matthew Dellavedova? Michael Jordan was playing with John Paxson, guys. We're gonna act like, once again, Matthew Dellavedova was out there giving the effort, giving the hustle on the defensive end. Remember, he forced Steph Curry into almost 5 turnovers a game in that series. Steph Curry didn't win the Finals MVP for a reason, guys. For a reason. So they don't want to give any credit to Timothy Mozgov, right? They don't want to do that, who outscored LeBron James in one of those games. They won't give any credit to Timothy Mozgov. They'll just talk about LeBron James was out there with nobody. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love got hurt, but they didn't have Tristan Thompson still, or Iman Shumpert, or J.R. Smith. All these guys were still there. The guys that won the team the year that they won a championship the next season. But they won't keep that same energy. They make excuses. So once again, Jimmy High Roller, Jimmy Butler was doing a lot of injuries in that 2020 finals, and he did not make any excuses, and he did not fold up. He didn't have a 2-1 lead in those finals. Did he? He was on a number 8 seed. These guys, man, I tell you right now, these guys, man, they kill with all these analytics, all these numbers. They're not saying anything. Nothing. Jimmy High Roller, a lot of these guys that talk about these numbers, these analytics, and that's all great, man. Numbers are great, man. Once again, man, they're telling you a part of the story, not the whole story. All right? You have to watch the games, man, and understand the games. Once again, respect and put some context and perspective behind these things. Jimmy High Roller never mentions anything about grit or toughness, right? He won't mention about the load managing of a LeBron James throughout his career. They want to talk about the longevity of LeBron James, the unique skill set of LeBron James. What unique skill set? What skills? No offensive repertoire. His passing ability, which they always hype up, is, to me, is overrated because of all the turnovers that he has in his career. So all the assist numbers, and once again, the assist numbers are inflated because he's allowed to dominate the basketball more so than any other player in the history of the game. No one's been able to dominate the basketball and take 20 shots a game their entire careers like LeBron James has, from start to finish. Once again, never being coachable, never playing in a system, never sacrificing. Jimmy High Roller won't talk about sacrifice. He won't talk about leadership for LeBron James. LeBron James is no leader. No leader. He won't mention this in his analytics, his algorithms, his formula. Does that talk about leadership? Does it talk about accountability? No accountability from LeBron James. Does Jimmy High Roller talk about this? No. They never do, these clowns. They talk about the analytics, the numbers. The all-court game tells a different story. It shows LeBron James walking off the court early, lack of sportsmanship, sore loser. It shows LeBron James not shaking hands. It shows LeBron James terrible body language, pointing, pouting and moaning on the bench, blaming his teammates. Lack of leadership, a lack of accountability. This is what the videotape shows you. That's what it shows you. It shows LeBron James airballing free throws. LeBron James trying to close his eyes and shoot free throws like Michael Jordan. What are we doing here? Still can't shoot free throws. 21 years later, you're a mediocre, poor free throw shooter. Never worked on your game. And still can't dribble with the lick LeBron James. You ever seen LeBron James dribble the basketball? Can't do it. Can't do it. So, when we talk about all these things, they won't mention this stuff. He won't mention the super teams LeBron James had to form just to win. And he still lost more than he won. So another pointless video from Jimmy High Roller about LeBron James and who's the closest to LeBron James. Hey, my man Jimmy High Roller, I got something to tell you, man. No one cares. No one cares about the next LeBron James. That's why there's no one being compared or called the next LeBron James. Why would you want another LeBron James in the NBA? Why would you want this? LeBron James hasn't done anything to uplift the NBA. He's destroyed it. We don't want another LeBron James. Look at Ben Simmons. He was the LeBron James 2.0. On ESPN years ago, they were calling Ben Simmons LeBron James 2.0, guys. And look what happened to Ben Simmons. Look what he did to the NBA. The dude refused to play, got all this money, and then sat out like a clown. Came to the bench wearing weird clothes. He's a weirdo. No one respects Ben Simmons. He's not a real man. He ain't a grown man. Like LeBron James ain't no real man. No heart, no grit from these guys. That's the next LeBron James. And look where he is. Not playing a lick. Don't no one want to be the next LeBron James. Ain't no one searching for the next LeBron James. Don't nobody want somebody celebrate in-season tournaments. Playing for the play-in every year. After he said the play-in was a stupid idea, he's living in the play-in now. Standing around on defense. Why do we want someone like that? Why would we want another LeBron James? Hands on hips? Pointing at teammates when you made a mistake? Do we want another Kyle Kuzma pushing the back video? Do we want to see someone else throw a temper tantrum like Boston, like LeBron James did in Boston? Do we want that? Hell no. Do we want another superstar player walk off the court early? Hell no, we don't. So he's like a fool, Jimmy High Roller, looking for the next LeBron James. And you come with Jimmy Butler. All of that work, and you come with Jimmy Butler? That exposes that fool right there. That exposes LeBron James and exposes Jimmy High Roller and his analytics, his numbers. Straight goof, man. Straight goof. You guys know what to do on this channel, man. Once again, shout out to my man Armando Ruiz for sending me that video. If you guys want to go check it out, check it out. But really, does anybody care who the next LeBron James is or who the closest player to LeBron James was in the NBA or is in the NBA? Does anybody care about that? Remember, it's Michael Jordan who everyone's measured against. He's the bar. Remember, the Michael Jordan of. No matter what it is. There's no one ever going to be called the LeBron James of. Jimmy High Roller is the LeBron James of YouTube. Because he's out here with all these subscribers, right? But most of his subscribers got to be bots. They got to be those LeBron James fans with 5 or 6 different channels. Those are most of his people. Just like LeBron James' popularity is all fraudulent, Jimmy High Roller's popularity in his videos is fraudulent. Dude came with Jimmy Butler. He's the closest to LeBron James. Think about it, guys. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.